Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here today. So, in my talk, I will try to give you a comprehensive presentation on the state of the college. That said, what I'm really hoping for is a robust interactive session after my talk. So, I became the interim dean just about 6 months ago. And ever since then, the question that I've been asked most frequently is regarding my vision for the college. And I always say the same thing. No dean should impose his or her vision on the college. It has to be something that we must develop together collectively. It has to be a shared vision with among all the stakeholders, faculty, staff, of course students, our most important constituency, prospective employers, and many others. That said, here are some of my thoughts on this. I'm hoping that I can persuade some of you and build consensus around some of these thoughts. What I would really like to do is build an impeccable reputation with all the stakeholders, in particular with the aim of cultivating singular excellence among selected faculty as well as programs or departments. Let me give you an example of what I mean by that. So imagine your favorite rock band or musical group. For me, it was the rock band Queen as I was growing up in the late 70s or early 80s. Now, imagine now that every single band member is an above average musician compared to some national average or something. If that were the case, people have never heard of them. Let alone 40 years later, Hollywood is still making movies about them and we are paying tributes to them on YouTube. And that's all because at that time, that band had the leading vocalist of his time who exhibited singular excellence. If you think about it, universities are not very different. Think about the universities you admire. You don't know the metrics. You don't know how many citations they produce, what their expenditures are. You admire them because you know a few faculty who are giants in the field who show this singular excellence. And that can extend to programs and departments as well. But suddenly those few people, few programs, few departments brand you. I think that is what I mean by impeccable reputation. Another example is University of Delaware. University of Delaware is by all metrics a perfectly ordinary university. But they have a chemical engineering department that has an enviable reputation to the point that their graduates are now placed in some of the top universities on very high level, including one in our own college. So this focus on reputation can lead us to become a destination college. That will be part of our vision. Now we are relatively small. We are not A&M, we are not Georgia Tech. We are very, very small. We cannot be everything to everyone, and we should not really try to be. But in some areas of strength, we really need to be the top place. If everybody were above average compared to the some national mean, that'd be great. But we will never brand ourselves. We just need to be the best in a few areas, not number 20, not number 21, the top few. So that's broadly speaking some of my thoughts on this issue. Now, in the previous years, you might have heard about this vision being in the top 50 as defined by the US News and World Report. We are not abandoning this goal. That's very important to us as well. But no matter what you think about the US News and World Report rankings, the fact is parents read them, students read them, they are important. We have to pay attention to them. But I believe that this change of emphasis, focusing on reputation, will get us there faster. And another subtle point is that we don't want to be held hostage to a $10 magazine, which can change its formula tomorrow. But reputation is forever. No matter what formula they come up with, if you focus on reputation, we will succeed. Currently, we are ranked number 69 in the nation until the new rankings come up. So, underpinning this, there are three ingredients underpinning this broad vision. The first one is national competitiveness, and that's just code word for research. And of course, this includes all the things that we are very familiar with: scholarship, quality of research, papers, awards, membership in academies, famous faculty, famous alumni, research expenditures, and whatnot. The second ingredient is student success. And it can take many forms. First year retention, for example. However, our state, many of the important ranking organizations, what they really measure is the 6-year graduation rate for first time in college student, FDIC. That is one of the key metrics to measure student success. And here I will give you an interesting anecdote. Our president's office did a calculation, and they were looking at university ranking, not college. They said that, okay, if everything remains the same, our research, every single thing remains the same, what will happen to our ranking if we increased our student success rate? And they found that just by a few percentage improvement, we would be in the top 50 as a university, just by improving our 6-year graduation. In fact, that is the key impediment, one of the key impediments for us to get AAU recognition, which is now our university mission, one of our university missions. And the third ingredient is enrollment growth. I'll have more to say about it later in my presentation, but that is a key financial engine for our university. So let me give you an update based on research. And here I will simply say that our research enterprise is very strong. We can, of course, always do better and more. And we have many operational problems, which we are all very familiar with in the audience, and I will talk briefly about that as well. But I think we should pause and celebrate how far our college has come as far as research is concerned. So I'll just spend a couple of minutes highlighting that, and then we'll move on to the actual problems and what we will do in the future. First, our research expenditures last year were $45 million, compared to 25 the year before. Even accounting for the contributions from technology, this is a very, very big jump. It's an all-time record for our university, our college. Reflecting that, one of our professors from biomedical engineering, Kirill, who's not here today, he's in Seattle, spending some of his research money. He had the highest research expenditures across the university, not just our college. Incidentally, he and I joined the university at the same time, and that tells you how successful you can be if you don't become the dean. The largest record, this is Craig Lenny established a record for the largest contract by DoD in our university, any contract, $63.5 million. And again, it's very interesting to me that the DoD chose a Canadian to handle future battlefield technologies. Jack Stan from the Division of Technology, from the Information and Systems Technology, will lead a $10 million center on cybersecurity. Not one, but we got 2 wedge centers. The first one, Jeff Reimer, $5 million, to work on crystallization in bioactive materials. Incidentally, Jeff Reimer is a graduate of the chemical engineering program from the University of Delaware, the example I gave before. Megan Robertson has a second wedge center, where she will study how to convert plastic waste into useful materials. And then the list goes on. When I joined this university, if someone got a $500,000 grant, it was big, big news, and it was flashed all over the place. But it's now, as a dean, I see every month I get a report on all the grants, and it's now routine for us to get many multi-million-dollar grants every single month. And we are, in that sense, we've come a very, very long way. Here are just some examples, and I only have space to put these 4, but we have many other examples. Every single month, we get news of wonderful grants. And the diversity of the research is actually fantastic. And similarly, for our young faculty, our chairs and faculty committees have done a really excellent job of hiring very high-quality young faculty. And this year was a record year for NSF Career Awards. We got 8 of them. So this is an all-time high record. And if you're here in the audience, please stand up and receive our applause. Marzia is already standing. Sorry. In particular, I want to highlight Jian Shi. He's from the Engineering Technology Department. He's the first faculty from the Technology Division or the former college to ever get an NSF Career Award. Of course, I strongly believe that money is a means to an end. It is not the end by itself. All that money would mean nothing. We know plenty of faculty around the country who have a lot of money, but we don't know their names. They're famous in their university, and that's it. What really matters is what you produce after you get the money. And in that sense, we're also doing very well. All the people you saw who are getting these wonderful grants, they are turning them into high quality publications, often making the covers of prestigious journals. And again, the diversity is amazing. We're talking about metamaterials that show unusual properties, flexible photovoltaics, glow in the dark detectors for biothreats, and many others. So what's next? As I mentioned, we can do a lot more. Here's my observation. In the past, sometimes we have been slow followers of national trends. A good example of that is AI and data sciences. We might have a few faculty who have really embraced it a while back, but as a college, we were slow followers. Sometimes we have been fast followers and have reaped enormous benefits whenever we have done that. Less frequently, we have led the national agenda. We have been the leaders, and of course, these two categories have what has led to whatever reputation we have right now. So the question is, can we do more of this? And it's essentially, can we be national leaders more often than not? Or rather, can we focus on issues that are not hot now, but will be in 5 to 10 years, to make sure we hire the right people, high quality people with singular excellence to lead those efforts early on. Once those areas become important, it's too late, oftentimes. We have to think about them. We need a crystal ball, start investing fairly early in those areas. Especially because we are small, we have to do this. So we are engaging in extensive brainstorming sessions for this purpose. We just started, it's ongoing. We'll probably complete that at a retreat, and I will, of course, keep you in the loop on all of that. We also need to optimize our US News World Ranking. I use the word optimize very carefully. Turns out that the formula for these rankings is very opaque. We finally, Suresh and I worked with a postdoc. We have created a model which actually can now 100% with 100% accuracy predict the rankings based on any number we have in the college, any metric we have in the college. So that's a very interesting tool. We can now use that to play games and see what we can focus on to do this. Again, I don't put too much credence in these rankings, but they are important and we have to pay attention to them. So we will have more to report on this in the next meeting. And finally, I think we do have faculty with singular excellence, but the world needs to know about them. And I think one way to do that is to promote them for national awards. Yes, I know many of you are actively seeking internal awards, like we will celebrate many of you today, but we really need to focus on external awards, especially at the national and international level. And I will personally lead a committee on this issue and how we can get more of our high quality faculty, and we have many winning national level awards. So let me turn to the second ingredient underpinning our vision, that is student success. So think about 100 students entering our college, freshman year. FDIC means first time in college. The reason we use FDIC as a key measure because all the ranking agencies in the state, that's the number they use.
of this 100, 24 will leave our college and go elsewhere. They will still graduate, but they will graduate with a degree in business or physics or math or something like that. 30, unfortunately, will leave the university altogether. That leaves us with 46 students who will get an engineering degree. So how do you measure student success at that point? Right. So we can say our student success is 46%, or we can say our student success is 70%. Because the rationale for this is that, well, these students left our college, but they still graduated from the University of Houston, albeit with a different degree. So of course, this number looks really bad. This number looks a little better. The reality is somewhere in the middle. These are teenagers, they can change their mind, they can discover different passion. It's perfectly fine for them to change their mind and go to another major. But is this number still good, 46%? Only half of our students are getting engineering degrees. So it's a rhetorical question, it's actually terrible. Some of the flagship public universities, this number is close to 85%. And this number will even be higher. Right? So 1 out of 2 students in engineering is not going to get an engineering degree. Right? Now the technology, these numbers are by the way real numbers for engineering. Technology, this number is 29%. Right? So we have a very leaky pipeline. I would love for this number to be closer to 70, if it's possible. Of course, if this number improves, so will this. So what have we found? So once, of course, we looked at this data over the last 6 months, we started analyzing it very carefully. What is the reason for this? And here are some conclusions. We see a large exodus of students at the second year. Right? Once you become a junior, it's very likely that the student will graduate. And we have identified approximately 37 courses that have a very, very high failure rate, and what we could call gateway courses or high-drift courses. So our primary, of course, now, by the way, this does not mean that the instructors teaching those courses are bad teachers. So these courses happen to be hard courses. So our hypothesis is that if we are able to hold our students' hand in those tough courses, so this is the first time the students will encounter a really hard course. If we hold their hand, provide extra resources, somehow get them over the hump, they will make it. This hypothesis may be wrong. We have to do something. So this is the best hypothesis we can come up with at the moment, and then we hope it will succeed. So and then another observation is that our current mode of instruction doesn't really pay attention to these facts. We're not necessarily putting most of our resources in those hard courses. We're not providing orientation or training to the instructors who are teaching these courses, which might be useful. Many of us teach the same way we learn. The new generation is very different. And of course, I think most of us know that many of our students have uneven lack of preparation in basic math and science. And some of it is due to their schooling, some of it is, in fact, due to the courses being offered on our own campus. And that's a separate thing we are trying to figure out. But nevertheless, they are our students, and we have to find a way to fix these things. So what are we doing? The first step, what we tried to do was to appoint somebody who is dedicated solely to this issue. And that's Professor Jamie Kovac, and she's the new Associate Dean of Student Success and Undergraduate Support Services. I think most of the departments have already met her. We created this idea of pathway professors, and really all that it is a badge of honor. If we want people to feel honored and be proud of the fact that they've been asked to teach these tough, high-failure classes. In many cases, as I mentioned, it doesn't mean that those faculty who were teaching those classes are bad instructors. In fact, in many cases, the same instructors will be teaching those courses again. Very deliberately, they are in fact the pathways professors. the idea would be to provide them with more resources and more training. And of course, create a community of these instructors so that they can share best practices. And some of the ideas we're going to implement are things like week 0 boot camps, course clinics, where we will have super TAs roaming around who will advise, who will help students with from any major on their basic math and physics or science, chemistry skills, interactive textbooks, and other learning strategies, promise sections as well. So I think another issue, a well-known issue in our college is that our students often complain that they lack the space to work together collaboratively and don't have space for doing design projects or doing hands-on projects. So, and one of the chairs, he suggested to me that we don't need just one makerspace or design lab. We need a network of them. That's a very good suggestion, and that's what we want to. But that's what we are trying to do. That is the idea behind Create at UH. We have already identified one space in our building, the building number 2. It looks a little dilapidated right now, but we will slowly populate it with 3D printers. It's already open. Last April, it became fully operational. Your students can come to this lab now and work on their projects. There's a system in place. Please contact Jamie Kovac, where they can sign up, access this space, and work on their projects or collaborate together. And we will slowly but steadily populate it with 3D printers and other tools. That will make it a makerspace. Eventually, I hope we can raise enough money to renovate it to make it a showcase lab. We also last year got about 13,000 square feet in the old law school building. This is a very large room there, open space there, which will be a future makerspace for us as well. And Jamie is still working on this one. Again, the same idea applies. We will try to make it a showcase lab for future students and for our current students. So let me now turn to the third ingredient of the vision, enrollment growth. I'll give you just a few seconds to read some of the headlines here. $240 million budget shortfall, if you can imagine that. Penn State, 100 million. And then, of course, there's a long list of universities. In fact, the University of West Virginia almost went through an existential crisis. They cut 143 faculty positions and closed down many, many programs. And this is all due to enrollment or lack of enrollment growth. So here's what's going on. This is a very well publicized study by Nathan Groff. So the benchmark is 2018, where the number has been set to 100. And the black solid line represents the students who are 18 years old. So they're basically eligible to go to college or likely to go to college. And then the dotted line represents the students who actually go to college. So of course, not everyone does go to college, so there's a gap. And you will notice that there's a peak right around now. And then there's a very sharp cliff that's known as the enrollment cliff. That's because in 2008 we had a financial crisis and the birth rate really went down. And as a result, the students who would have gone to college, we don't have enough of them. So this cliff has already come to East Coast and is coming to West Coast. Texas has been shielded a little bit because of immigration. We are a state that is growing, but it is going to come to us as well. We will peak a little bit. We'll peak again a little bit in the early 30s, but then there's another sharp cliff coming. So the way the birth rates are being projected in our country, this enrollment cliff is going to happen to us, all of us, including Texas. So our president has said that our finances are sound, and they are. If you think about 240 million shortfall with Arizona and 100 million with Penn State. We went through a small, very modest budget cut as well, 2%. That was really modest given what other universities are going through, right? But we cannot be complacent. We need to be very, very, very proactive about this. UH has two main sources of revenue: tuition, and we have not, by the way, we have not been able to raise our tuition for years and years. The second is state gives us some money. When state gives us money, it's also based on relative enrollment. So last biennium, our budget went down by $9 million. And Texas Tech and UT Dallas budget went up together by $9 million because their enrollment went up and ours went down, or ours remained the same. So if we remain flat, but if others are growing, our budget from the state will go down. So it's not only just tuition dollars, we need to actually do better than our peers as well, as of now. Here's how our college is doing. The provost has set a target of 2% annual growth. For how long, we don't know. She will tell us when it's enough. But for now, we have to keep growing 2% every single year. And this growth is necessary for us to maintain our financial health. The graduate, if we forecast our graduate enrollment, we are okay. So 2% per year means that 10.5% over the next 5 years, right? So our graduate enrollment projections are actually very good. We expect a 13.2% growth over 5 years, so that we are already beating the expectation. That should be okay. As long as we keep it up, we'll be okay. Undergraduate, which is our larger population, over 5 years, we only grew 2.8%. We were not flat, we actually grew, but it's simply not enough. We should have grown 10.5, we only grew 2.8. And these charts more or less reflect what I just said. Here's another breakdown of our enrollment. Engineering Technology Division combined over 5-year period. Engineering has grown, as you can see, but very, very slowly. The growth is very anemic. Technology, unfortunately, has gone down. It was almost 6,000 in fall 2019, and as of this fall, the past fall, is down to 5,000. Together, collectively, we are now one college, so we have to measure ourselves. We have to do all the calculations together. We have dropped slightly over the last 5 years. So what are our strategies for growth? For graduate program, we will invest in high growth programs like data science. So data science right now has about 250 master's students. There's one other department which has a similar number, construction management. Other than that, most of the other departments don't have such a large population. In fact, in the fall semester, the way the number of applicants are going, data science will have the highest number of master's students in the entire college, even though it's just a program, it's not even a department. So we have to invest in programs like these to grow our enrollment, or come up with new programs. We have to bring our graduate programs to where the community lives, like Katy and Sugar Land. So the Katy area has a population roughly the same as Pittsburgh. Now, if we offer an undergraduate degree in chemical engineering in Katy, it will simply cannibalize our enrollment on the main campus. So this doesn't make any sense. So we should not offer our undergraduate core degrees in Katy. But if we offer a master's degree in chemical engineering or mechanical engineering in Katy, that might work. That will attract the local domestic population, because most of our master's population on the main campus are international students. So this is a growth strategy. And of course, we can also increase our yield. Yield is a ratio of the enrolled students to admitted students. And I will explain this a little bit more later on. For undergraduates, similar strategy. Right now, we do have 3 undergraduate majors at Katy. They are not doing well. Our total enrollment across 3 majors is 151. Our goal is to go to 700. Now, indeed, these measures really were started during the pandemic, so we haven't had enough time, but we will work on them to grow our undergraduate population at Katy. And again, the same strategy, we need to increase our yield. So these numbers show how our yield is. So for engineering, FTIC, we admitted close to 2,000 students, yet only 434 came to our campus. So our yield rate was 22.2%. That is very low. If we had been able to persuade just 10 more students of these 2,000 to come, we could meet our 2% enrollment growth. Phone calls, personal visit, lunches, I don't know what it will take, but that's really what we need to do. For transfer students, we did very well. For technology, again, the yield was low, but the yield was low for technology in the transfer area as well. So rather than trying to recruit new students, which is fairly hard, you have to put a lot of resources. These are students who have already applied, they finished the application process, they've been found qualified, we have admitted them. This is something that I remember as a department chair, Suresh used to tell all our graduate directors for many, many years. These are students that are a captive audience. We already have them. Just a little bit more effort and we can get them to the campus, and actually we will meet our enrollment growth. You don't even have to recruit new students. So we strongly believe that this is the low-hanging fruit for our enrollment growth. Just improve our yield, that's it, for both graduate and undergraduate program. So we're already taking some actions. Our undergraduate staff, they have hired student ambassadors, and 100% of our admitted students are receiving a phone call. They get an invitation to our welcome student events. And the last time we had this event, we had a record level of attendance. But we have to keep doing it. Once you admit students, graduate students, the chairs and directors need to do a webinar to make sure they actually come. The big issue with graduate students are that most of them are international, and I-20 has become the bottleneck, and it's well known that the first university to give them an I-20 wins. So that is something our graduate office is working closely with the Central to enable that. So looking ahead, I'd like to give you a few other miscellaneous updates other than related to the vision. Regarding merger, I have a very important update for you. Within the technology division, we have 4 departments, and one of them is the construction management department. It has 3 parts: construction management itself, supply chain, and project management. We will embed the construction management program within civil and environmental engineering, and it will be run autonomously. And I believe that, and both departments have voted for it, there are a lot of mutual synergies that they can exploit. Supply chain and project management have traditionally been part of industrial engineering, and they will merge with industrial engineering department. In fact, industrial engineering department will change its name to industrial engineering and industrial and systems engineering eventually. And this will double the size of the industrial engineering department from roughly 10 to about 20. And it will become very competitive nationally. And we have overwhelming positive support for this integration at this point. Few other updates. Many of the initiatives that we are undertaking require resources, and I'm fairly conservative, and what I try to do is to generate resources by making sure that whenever I see money not being spent that moves the needle with respect to any of the visions, I'm redirecting those resources. And one example is Research and Grants Office. I think we're all familiar with how dysfunctional our post award has been over the last many years. And Dmitry Litvinov, our senior associate dean of research, is working hard with DOR to see what can be done to fix it. A lot of it is out of our hand, but we are working closely with the interim VPR to do something about this. Pre-award is within our college. So when I became the interim dean, we did a study. For the number of proposals we submit per month in our college, we need about 6 staff members. We only had 3. And our staff, research staff, are overworked. They're working in the weekends and evenings, and were put under considerable amount of stress. And of course, then they're leaving. When they leave, there's a backlog. Faculty get more upset. We hire new people. Well, the staff have to deal with the backlog, so they can't be as efficient, and the vicious cycle continues. So we are really working hard to increase our staff. I have given more resources to this unit. We will want to grow it to we want to grow the staff size to 6. We hired 2 people, we lost 1, so we're back to 4 now. So this is going to be a recurring issue, but we're going to work really hard to finally get up to 6, even more if necessary. Dmitry is doing many other positive changes. Other than very continuous engagement with the DOR, he held a grants workshop that was very well received. We had several people in the audience who helped with that. We had, I think, Lakis, where are you? He led the effort for the NSF career proposals. Lars Grabo, Craig Lenny, and Richard Wilson, they all helped with the grants workshop, and it went really, really well. And I'm very grateful to all of them who put so much effort into this one. We've created a repository of successful grants that I hope will be useful for our young faculty. And you must have received an email from Dmitry that he's going to start creating red teams, so help faculty members who are writing big, large proposals, or young faculty who are writing proposals for the first time. We're also making some effort in terms of enhancing our communications. For example, we are posting all the summaries of all the executive council meetings, so you know in advance how the decisions are being made, and long before they are actually made. And so that way you can provide input to the department chairs if you have strong opinions about some issue. We have created a digital suggestion box where you can give feedback anonymously. You do not have to be anonymous. You can write to me directly. But of course, for those of you who would seek that anonymity, this is available. This is the part that I have to say I've really enjoyed this. I've been I visited almost all the departments for lunches, and that has been been a lot of fun, I have to say. And I plan to continue doing this. My hope is that over time, when I go to one of the lunches, nobody shows up. That would mean that I have reached communication saturation. I always believe that over communicating is irritating, maybe, but it's much better than under communication. I'm also meeting faculty individually and small groups, and in fact, my goal is that by the end of this summer, I would have met every single faculty individually at least once. I think most of you are already aware of these organizational changes. Nicolette is the new assistant to the dean. I'm sure, of course, all the chairs know her, but many of the faculty and staff perhaps as well. Jamie Kovac, I've already introduced her. She's the new associate dean of student success. Dmitry Litvinov, senior associate dean for research and facilities. We have 2 faculty from our college who have been tapped for leadership positions, Harvey Ardabelli and Michael Harold. Both were working with the Division of Energy on innovation, IP, and entrepreneurship. Finally, my last topic, space. Last year we were given, Dean Tedesco was given 13,000 square feet in the old law school space. It's actually very good space, a lot of open spaces like this, offices and so forth. So in fact, it's already filling up now slowly. And we do have to fill up. If we don't fill up, somebody will poach that space from us. So, and it was lying vacant for many, many months, and that actually did happen. We did lose one of the rooms. because by the time there was just squatters over there. So we'll be moving student organizations. We'll create a makerspace. DMU has been moved there. Data Science Institute is already there. The Material Science program is there. One of our faculty has his own entire research group over there, and we plan to move a few other groups as well over there. So I don't see construction. Yes, construction management department will also move there as well. So if any of the faculty members are interested in that space, please speak to your chair, because I think by the end of summer, the space will be all gone. So when it was decided that technology will move to Sugar Land, they're leaving behind 2 buildings. One building will be demolished, and they'll build an innovation hub. I will talk about that in a minute. The other building has been given to class. So our collective engineering college was not going to get any space. So we have been negotiating with the provost that they should give us at least 1 floor from that building that has wet labs and so forth. It appears that we will get it. That'll be about 7,000 square feet of space. And there are teaching labs, there's a power lab, even a machine shop. So we hope to get a lot of that, and that will also relieve some of the pressure we have in terms of space. Finally, the university is building this innovation hub. The building has been paid for. It is going to be, it's coming, the designs have been made, and it's going to come up by the end of 2025 or maybe early 2026. This building will have four levels, about 12,000 square feet. Level 1 will be a showcase makerspace. Now, this is meant for the entire university, not for engineering, but I'm sure engineers will be the biggest users of this makerspace. So if we have 2 makerspaces in our college, this will become a 3rd makerspace that our students can use. So I'm really, I'm very excited about this. We have long felt that we did not have a showcase labs for visiting students. This, along with the 2 small ones we have in our college, will really help us with our recruitment efforts. Level 2 will be occupied by the Wolf Center for Entrepreneurship. Now, it is not meant just for them. They will have many other small classrooms and other group activity spaces that we can use. The 3rd level will be Engineering Transition Institute and labs. And I am sure you all know that Joe Powell, our chemical engineering faculty, is the director of ETI. And faculty who are doing ETI research will get space there. And again, engineering has many faculty who are working on the energy transition. So we expect some space to be given to engineering as well. And finally, level 4, again, this is 12,000 square feet, PFF labs, Presidential Frontier Faculty Labs. Many of our faculty are Presidential Frontier faculty. So we hope to get some space for them as well. We'll soon be giving awards to our faculty here, but before that, I would like to recognize our faculty who have received university level awards. Lila Carden is from the Construction Management Department, and she received the Teaching Excellence Award. Gerard Henderson from Chemical Engineering received the Undergraduate Research Mentor Award. Olivia Johnson from the Human Development and Consumer Service Department from the Technology Division received the Teaching Excellence Award. And finally, Jay Ryu from Mechanical Engineering received the Research Excellence Award. So please join me in giving, recognizing them. Thank you. So I'm open for questions.
So I think every department right now is trying to increase the undergraduate enrollment, right? So the outreach activity, in my opinion, is super critical. You're going to, for example, I saw the data that for engineering transfer is 100%, which means if you can go those local community college and convince the student come to us and more, when you convince 10 and 10 come to us, right? So I think that's a high yield. And when you go to those community college, and is there like some resources to support the faculty, or for example, we're going to create some kind of student ambassadors in our department and trying to have the student and student organization help us. And some students are highly engaged and very motivated and help us to assist the student doing some hands-on project, help them to understand what we are offering here. And so I don't know if there are any kind of resources, support, in terms of giving actual advising.
Yes, thank you for your question. The question was, can we engage with the community colleges to increase our enrollment? And the answer is yes. Our recruitment plans will involve providing more resources to engage with community colleges. We are also developing agreements with many of the community colleges like HCC regarding, for example, a 2+2 program where they will get an associate's degree there and then transfer. So that is definitely fertile grounds, and we will be expanding on that.
Yeah, I think industrial engineering department, we have been, this semester we have been working with the Lone Star system.
Yes.
Because it seems to me that in the past, we get a lot of HCC and Sanjak, but not necessarily a lot of Lone Star, at least to our departments. So I visited a couple of campuses and I really just had a conversation with those directors and leaders. And we are right now finalizing the first UH, and HCC seamless transfer pathway plan with them. So basically, we're doing this sort of, 2+2, even though we do not have academy like HCC UH Engineering Academy, but I think it's kind of works in the same way. And so, so my idea is how can we just engage those advisors, because some of the advisors, they come in and go. And if you do not teach those advisors or, kind of train the advisors really understand deeply how this seamless transfer pathway works, and there are a lot of nuances, right? So in my opinion is I'm going to do maybe a monthly, maybe a bi-weekly workshops for those Lone Star, HCC, Sanjak later, advising to the advisors. So advisors will work for us and advise their students.
That's great. I would encourage you to talk to Professor J.R. Rao and Jamie Kovac to share your best practices you're doing in industrial engineering, and I'm sure then they will be able to share them with other people, and that'll be great.
I really appreciate it, because we cannot do this without the support of the engineering, especially the undergrad programs. Yes, the dean's office. Thank you.
Sure, thank you. Any other questions? Okay, thank you again. And with that, I'd like to invite Professor Rao to hand out the College Teaching Awards.
Thank you. Let me first of all also thank all the members of the Effective Instruction Committee who studied all the a big pool of submitted nominations. The winners of our College Teaching Awards are as follows. When your name is called, please come down to accept your certificate. First, Outstanding Teaching Assistant Award. And we have 4 winners. Kripa Adhikari from Civil Engineering. Outstanding Teaching Assistant Award goes to Umar Masood of Mechanical Engineering. third winner of the Outstanding Teaching Assistant Award is Hima Nagasai Shrikar Bolisetti from Construction Management. We have several winners of the Faculty Teaching Excellence Award for the Cullen College of Engineering. We'll start with Olivia Johnson from HTCS. Teaching Excellence Award winner Dimitrios Kalionsis from Civil Engineering. Teaching Excellence Award winner Daniel Florian of Mechanical Engineering. Teaching Excellence Award winner Aaron Baker of ECE. Teaching Excellence Award winner Kyung J. Lee of Petroleum Engineering. Teaching Excellence Award winner Jinsuk Roo of Biomedical Engineering. Teaching Excellence Award winner Mehmet Orman of Chemical and Biomolecular Engineering. And Teaching Excellence Award winner Elizabeth Rodwell of ISP. We have one winner of the Outstanding winner in the Adjunct or Lecturer Award category, and that is Bulent Marcan of Civil Engineering. In the next category, we have two winners. Instructional Faculty Award goes to Mekwanit Mobes of Engineering Technology. And also Instructional Faculty Award goes to Burak Basaran of Engineering Technology. The next category is an award that we give out infrequently, that is not every year, but this year we have two winners, and that is the Career Teaching Award to recognize excellence over obviously a long time. Our first winner of the Career Teaching Award in the Cullen College is Kehan Wong of Civil Engineering. Also, Career Teaching Award in the Cullen College for this year, Matthew Franchek, Mechanical Engineering. Now the William A. Brookshire Teaching Excellence Award. This is a special award, and it is expressly designed for faculty members who not only teach very, very well, but who teach a lot as in quantifiably a lot. And the award agreement calls for that in the previous year you should have taught at least 200 students over 4 or more sections. The winner of this year's award in 2023 impacted and touched over 500 students in all her sections. This is also, by express design by Dr. Brookshire, the biggest award on campus, and it stipulates it has to be a minimum of $15,000. This year, Steve has been more generous, and now it is a $20,000 award this year. And to put this award money to proper and quick use, the winner has assured me that she's going to host every member of this packed auditorium for an extravagant happy hour this evening. So the William Brookshire Teaching Excellence Award winner is Shumai Chen of Mechanical Engineering. And finally, our biggest, most prestigious award for teaching excellence in the Cullen College, and that is the W.T. Kittinger Teaching Excellence Award. The competition for this award is always very tight and intense in the college. The winner of the 2024 Kittinger Award in the Cullen College is Michael Nicolau of Chemical and Biomedical. Dr. Litvina will now present the winners of the 2023-24 College Research and Innovation Awards.
Hello. So I would like to thank the committee members who helped me to select the awards, and also really like to thank those who wrote the nominations, because without these nominations we would not, well, I mean, we do know our colleagues, but it's when I read these nominations, it kind of makes me, it puts me to shame, because I almost feel like these days I would never cut to any of the awards. And I got some of these in the past. So anyway, so we will start with the awards that recognize the innovation of our faculty members, and we've been trying to increase the number of patents, intellectual property, trademarks, the startup companies, because ultimately we're in engineering and we are trying to come up with something useful for the benefit of the society. Anyway, we'll start with the Young Innovator Award. that's, I think it's typically given to students or postdocs. And this year the winner is John Chen from mechanical engineering. So the next award goes to Professor Yang Yao from electrical engineering, my department. And he gets a Korea Innovator Award for his work in beyond lithium batteries research. And he's done amazing work in not just publishing in this kind of average publications like Science and Nature, but also created some startup companies and, you know, pushing his battery. Yeah, I'm sure in a few years you'll see his designs in the next generation of Teslas, Rivians, and whatnot, the electric vehicles. Okay, so now we're going to the Research Excellence Award, and the first one will recognize Xingping Li from Electrical and Computer Engineering. Yeah, this is Junior Faculty Research Excellence Award. So the next award goes to two faculty members, and this is the Senior Faculty Research Excellence Award. And they work in a very, very kind of different disciplines, but I was at all looking at their nomination packages, and I'm sure they would have won if they were nominated at the university level, and I'm sure they'll win in the future many national awards. And so the winners of this award are Craig Lenny from Civil and Environmental Engineering. And Megan Robertson from Chemical and Megan, unfortunately. Okay. Okay, and so the last but not the least, the most kind of the highest award that our college gives, the CC Cullen College of Engineering Faculty Excellence Award. It's given for the amazing and sustainable contribution to science and to the college and to, you know, in general to the engineering. And this award goes to Gangping Song from Mechanical. So let's give another round of applause. Okay, so the next Dr. Kulkarni will present the winners of 2023 College Research and Innovation Awards.
Thank you, Dimitri. Hello, everyone. It is my pleasure to announce the Andrea Prosperity Research Computing Awards for this year. Let me just give a brief description of the two awards we had in this category. The Andrea Prosperity Research Computing Faculty Award is given to tenure and tenure track faculty who have demonstrated a singular achievement in the previous year in the broad area of scientific computing and data science. Then we have the Andrea Prosperity Research Computing Student Award, which is awarded to students and postdoctoral researchers to recognize their significant contribution in this broad area of high performance computing and data science, as well as its applications. This year, the committee decided to announce one award. So it is my pleasure to announce that the winner of the Andrea Prosperity Research Computing Student Award is Ayush Gupta from Chemical and Biomolecular Engineering. Malki will now present the winners of the 23-24 Technology Division Awards.
Good afternoon. It is my great pleasure to present award winners for the Technology Division. As I call you, may you please come forward. The first one goes to Dr. Jason Wu for Faculty Research Excellence Award. And the second award goes for Faculty Service Excellent Award for Dr. Tony Liao. Teaching Excellence Award for Tenure Track Faculty goes to Dr. Liz Rodwell. This is the second one. And Teaching Excellence Award for Non-Tenure Track Faculty goes to Dr. Broad Busharam. This shows that the two committees were consistent. And we also have a staff award, and this year's staff award goes to Peter Weber. He's the director of And I would like to thank all the committee members for evaluating the nominations, and please give another round of applause for all the award winners.
Thank you everyone for attending this meeting. We have some more snacks outside. Please grab something over there. Thank you.
There's no singing. Usually we have some kind of hymn and whatever. Yeah. There are lots of awards, right? Yeah. So talking about awards, your lab. No, not giving anything like that.
They didn't want to hang out without you. We've only been for the